I know it's crazy. We about to have a good show though. All right. Oh, it's about to start. Hey, what's up with it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, lizards and frogs, and bumps on the logs. We are back. It's my Southern Opinion Sports Talk. Yeah. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Come on in, have a seat. Um, we got some stuff to talk about. We got some things to talk about today. Um, Start off. How was your week? Um, Let me know in the comments. How was your week? The good, the bad, the ugly. And my week was pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Since last time Thursday I seen you. Good weather, good weather. And in Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth, we having some good weather. I'm really thankful and blessed to see it because we could be a foot, we could be knee deep in the snow, like up north, but or even not just that, just cold, rainy weather, but we're not dealing with none of that. So that's a blessing. I'm thankful for it, and I've been outside, been riding my scooter, been I haven't been on the bike, but I'm tend to do some bike riding early in the morning, get the heart rate up. Um, Work is work, bills getting paid. Not too much to say there. Life is good, man. Can't complain at all. Any day above ground is a good day. Both my limbs working. I'm not under the weather, so definitely, definitely a blessing. I'm steady counting blessings every day. Episode 5: Friends turn into flies, like caterpillars turn to butterflies. Um, every episode I have, every title means something. Friends turn to flies simply means watch who you call your friends. There's a thin line between friends and associates. I had to tell my little girl that the other day. Watch who you call your friends because not everybody's your friend. Simple as that. People gonna come and go out your life. Um, some people, they're like seasons. They're like the leaves, like they fall off the trees. They're just gonna be around for a little bit. Um, it's like the part of the tree. The leaves are the ones that come around for a season. The people that's around you that are the branches, they be around a little longer. But it's the root, your root people that love you regardless. They the ones that you need around you. Be around people that light up when they see you. You know what I mean? Don't act like you just taking up space around them. Moving on, but that's why I named this "Friends Turn to Flies." To me, every episode means something. So we got the Super Bowl week. Let me start off by saying we're gonna start off with football. So this week we had the Super Bowl, the hugest event going down Santa Clara, where the 49ers play. They was fortunate to have it in their backyard this year. Too bad they couldn't make it. uh, but this Super Bowl was, some people would call it lackluster. If you're a Seahawks fan, you loved it. You know, I the thing I like about the Super Bowl mostly is not only the commercials, but the movie previews. What movies are coming out? You know what I'm saying? Because it costs money to have that ad during the Super Bowl. So if you promoting a movie, you best to come with it. You ain't gonna see no just regular movies during the Super Bowl ad. You're gonna see maybe a part three or part two of this, or you know, it's the movies that hit. That's all you're gonna see. And we're gonna talk about the movies that we seen uh in the previews for the Super Bowl. We're gonna talk about the best commercials, the funniest commercials. I'm gonna break down even the whole Super Bowl. Even though it's not much to break down, but we're gonna break down everything that happened and just like that there. But let me start off with Fort Worth. There was, before we get into sports, one of the top news stories that I seen this week was in Fort Worth. Not only there was a teacher secretly in a gang who was behind two murders of two students. That's crazy. You can look that up. I ain't gonna really get into that one, but yeah, a teacher who was part of a gang, teacher by day, gang member by night. You know what I mean? And this dude was he entered a house that ultimately unalived two students. I don't know if they were students of his, but this story is crazy. But in Fort Worth, Lamarcus Darden, they tracked him down 2 weeks later. He shot, it was supposed to be his friend, Jarvis Davis. He shot him over some French fries. Like, these two, that's why I say, watch who you call your friend. Because his mom's talking about, oh, I'm destroyed. He was killed by his friend. Lady, that wasn't his friend. It couldn't have been. How hungry was you to kill somebody over some French fries? It might have been like, I don't know, I guess he was like super feeling entitled. Like, you're supposed to give me some of your fries. And when dude didn't, it's like, what? Man, I'll kill you. Totally out of line. But I don't know, you gotta have mental discipline. That's all I could say. Mental discipline will stop you from doing 25 to life over something, just like that. You just snap, But Super Bowl. Let's go on and get into it. These right here are some of the funniest Super Bowls ever.
Mike, what is your deal,
Oh,
man?
Come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby.
Whoa.
Use Snickers. Better?
Better. Hey! How about that? Right.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
I remember that.
It's time for the treat.
What's in? Cool.
Well, he slapped him light as hell.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light.
Aw, thank you. Have a seat. Kyle, Jalen, Kyle.
Jalen, you play nice.
I'll be right back.
What's going on, little man? I see you got your game skills down, Pat. You might have your hands full once. I'll pick up the controller, little man.
Put it back. Keep your hands on my mama. Keep your hands on my Doritos.
Jalen, are you playing nice?
Doritos have some of the funniest commercials too. No lie, for the Super Bowl. Little Caesars, they're one of them that be having some funny commercials. Bud Light,
whatever this is.
Budweiser,
Whatever.
But Budweiser was the one
It's
with
a
the
tie,
famous
Dad.
frogs.
What?
It's a tie, Dad.
What makes it a tie down?
There are no stains. Look at those clean clothes. What else would this be an ad for?
Diamonds?
A gift that lasts forever.
No. Time.
It's time for a cold refreshment.
Tie, Dad.
Fall into the sleep of your...
No. Tide.
No. Tie, Dad.
Extreme.
No. Tide.
Tide!
Meet the all-new.
No, it's a Tide ad. Tide.
So, does this make every Super Bowl ad a tie, Dad?
I think it does. Watch and see.
Hello again, ladies. Is your man the kind of man who would climb the height? I'm in a tie, Dad.
Nice pants.
Get off my horse.
Tie, Dad.
Sometimes the signs are hard to ignore. Whenever you see clothes this clean, that's a Tide ad.
Clean clothes may be an indication of a Tide ad. Tide users experience 10 times more cleaning power. Tide is America's #1 detergent in America.
Beautiful. Like a Tide ad.
I've been tearing it up.
Sarah? Sarah!
It's a Tide ad.
Just thought you might want to know, sales aren't up, they're down.
Job, we've got the most. CareerBuilder.com.
So it seems pretty clear that buying lottery tickets is not a good business plan. And you get a...
Good afternoon and welcome.
What?
I say good afternoon and welcome. Can we release the masks? Just take a look. How can we be a secret?
There was a Super Bowl commercial also with all the old football greats, and I think it was like 2016. That was a good commercial. But let's talk about this year. Let's go and get into this year. And some of the funniest commercials. Do you remember these? And if you don't, you can go on YouTube and look them up. But we had first off, Doritos and Little Caesars. I didn't really see them in no commercials like that. They usually be tearing it up. So where's Doritos at this year? But Alexa Plus, they had a cool commercial. Saltware Space, Pringles, the Pringles man. That was pretty funny. The lady made a freaking man out of Pringles. That was pretty cool. That was creative. Do you remember the Bosch commercial, the Instacart, the Rocket Mortgage? That was pretty cool. Raisin Bran, Pepsi. Pepsi definitely had a good one. Dunkin' Donuts. The commercial that had the 80s, I think it was one of the best ones. It had Ted Danson and Urkel. Old boy was from 90210, forgot his name. They had a lot of people from the 80s. That was a good commercial. State Farm, Uber Eats, Levi's Jeans, T-Mobile, Bud Light, Xfinity. They had a good commercial. Probably one of the best ones. All right, now let's get into upcoming movies that you've seen during the Super Bowl. What, upcoming movies that you've seen. First, you've seen Minions. There's a lot of kids' movies. Masters of the Universe. I don't know if you remember Masters of the Universe and He-Man. I remember that cartoon growing up. And right now on Tubi, you can go and watch Masters of the Universe, the original version, the one that they got this from. So I always like to watch the original versions first. You can go on YouTube and watch the original version of Masters of the Universe right now on Tubi. Scream 7. This movie looks pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. In a way, it seemed like they just stretching it out, but it looks pretty good. It looks like a nice little flick to go watch. I'm definitely not mad at it. It might be pretty good. I'm definitely anxious to see who the killer is. Probably somebody who they just introducing in the beginning of the movie, but that's one thing about them Scream movies. You never know who it's going to be to the end. You can kind of guess, but it's always very surprising. I'm not going to lie. It's very surprising at the end. Supergirl. That movie's finally coming out. I know you heard of that. Supergirl. She's been hinting on all kind of movies and shows, but she's finally got her own movie. Matter of fact, I think it was a TV show, Supergirl. Project Hail Mary. That looks like a wild movie, man. That looks like a wild movie. I'm not gonna lie. Probably one of them that I wouldn't go run to go see. Maybe catch it on Fire Stick one day later on, but definitely not gonna go see in the movie theater. Super Mario Galaxy. That looks like a cool movie. Might go see with the kids. Love Super Mario. They still keeping it going. You gonna support Sonic, so why not support Super Mario? They got a Star Wars movie. And for all Star Wars heads out there you go. You got your one. You know, you're always waiting on the new one, the next one. Got a movie called Hoppers. And last preview of the movie I seen was a movie called Disclosure Day. It looked pretty good. It looked like one of them like end of the world type movies, I think. Might be like apocalyptic end of the world revelation type movie. I don't know. It might be something like that though. But that concludes the movies that's coming out this summer, later on this year. You know, it's a lot of other movies, but they didn't have that money for that Super Bowl ad. All right, now we go into Super Bowl XL, Super Bowl XL, Super Bowl 60. This took place at Levi Stadium, over 70,000 fans. Okay. Well, damn, who did the Star Spangled Banner? That's one thing I forgot I left off. If you're gonna break down everything, you got to break down everything. So, who did the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl? I think that was Coco Jones or somebody, wasn't it? Let's see. Who did the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl? If you know, throw it in the comments. Did they do a good job? That's pretty huge to even do the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. Okay, Charlie. Let's hear it. Hey. Didn't do nothing. Okay.
Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Yeah, clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. Man, that boy did a good job. He's Charlie Puth. All right, now we get into the game. Man, he did a good job. All right, kick return. No kick return. Seahawks get the ball first. Couple of first downs, make it upfield. They get a couple of third downs, go for it on third, and they get it. They made it downfield, ran out of gas at the goal line, so they kick a field goal. 3-0 Seahawks. Now they give it to the Patriots. They get a couple of first downs, go 3rd and 9, pressure. They punt it. Seattle gets the ball. They punt again. I mean, they punt. They first time punting. So at this point, Patriots get the ball again, get a couple of first downs, but they can't get it going all the way downfield, so they have to punt again. Now Seattle goes downfield, kicks a field goal this time. Patriots get the ball. They don't do nothing with it again. By this point, they got a few minutes before the half. Seahawks kick a field goal, 9-0, halftime. Now we got the bag bunny. My opinion, worst halftime show ever. From the beginning of this thing to the end, it just looked like a I don't know, a Spanish music video. No English. Was this really made for Americans? That's all I was thinking. Like, was this made for Americans? I mean, we speak English over here, you know? That's my only thing. Like, this wasn't for us. This wasn't for us. Us black folks, for one. This whole, okay, I guess they had it for the black folks last year, so now we're going to cater to the Spanish people this year. I don't know. It's not that hard to cater to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Back when they had the weekend, Bruno Mars, them was some good Super Bowls. But this right here, this didn't cater to everybody. I'm sorry. This was just the straight Latino Spanish people. This was straight for them. I ain't gonna lie. And it ain't even in English. I thought maybe this guy would even, because it being a Super Bowl, they speak English during the game. Maybe that you would translate this to English and do an English version. Only thing I know what this dude was saying was "hey, hey, hey." That's the only thing I knew what he was saying the whole time. Yeah, to me, this was the worst Super Bowl had to be in ever. Just terrible. Just terrible, terrible. Terrible. Waste of I mean, to each his own. If you like, that was for the artists. I mean, the people that like him as a regular, listen to his music, whatever. But like I said, it wasn't for me. Moving on. Sam, remember when I said last week, somebody's gonna make a name for themselves. In the Super Bowl, it always happens. If you remember back in the day, remember I said it was the Eagles. It was when the Eagles first win, it was I can't think of his name right now. But it was the Eagles. It was name right on the tip of my tongue. Just can't think of it. Oh, Nick Foles. Nick Foles when he won the Super Bowl. Then you had the Ravens when they had Joe Flacco. It's always going to be somebody that makes a name for themselves during the Super Bowl. And we had Sam Darnold yesterday. For 2025 was the one that made a name for himself. 2026, Sam Darnold has arrived. This guy, people might forget. You must have forgot. Sam Darnold was. Hold on, before I get to Sam Darnold, let me get to the rest of the game. 4 field goals for the kicker for the Seattle. He had 4 field goals going in the third quarter. Sam Darnold by this time throws a touchdown. 5 plays, 37 yards. He finally got warmed up to finally getting that touchdown after getting all these field goals and going downfield. Fourth quarter, New England scores finally, but just too little, too late. Seattle scores again. This is a rout. Seattle just took off on them. Defense on third downs. A lot of times when the Patriots were going for a little pass to get the first down on third downs, it totally turned around and bit them in the behind, and they had a lot of 3 and outs, and they laid it down. But on a good note, it's not over for the Patriots. The future's looking bright for the Patriots. They can make them some good draft picks, and they'll be just looking. You still got to remember they only lost 3 games this year, so future's still looking bright for the Patriots. They in a good conference already. Dolphins and teams like that, they good. All they can do is get better. You only can go up from here. Seattle, on the other hand, they gonna stay going up. Sam Darnold is in his prime. Sam Darnold, in the draft, y'all don't forget, he was 3rd pick in the draft. Saquon Barkley was before him in that draft, 2018. But in quarterbacks, after him was Josh Allen. He got picked right after Sam Darnold. I think the seventh pick of that draft. Sam Darnold, put some respect on his name. He got drafted before Josh Allen. And the Vikings, I don't know what the Vikings was thinking of getting rid of Sam Darnold after this year. Sam Darnold had been the happiest person to be traded from Minnesota, where it's cold, feet of snow every winter, super cold. Minnesota, the police is acting a fool up there. Minnesota is one of them cities. It's rough to play. I'm sure it's rough to play for them. I don't know what the Minnesota Vikings front office was thinking getting rid of Sam Darnold. He had his best career year in 2024 with the Vikings, and y'all trade him and get rid of him? Who did y'all get for Sam Darnold? Like, how did that work out? Let me see this real quick. Vikings. $20.25. Who was their quarterback? The Vikings. Oh, the Vikings was 3rd in NFC North. I don't even think they made the playoffs. They was 9-8. 9-8. You had J.J. McCarthy as quarterback. Jordan Mason is running back. He only had 758 rushing yards. Justin Jefferson barely had 1,000 receiving yards, excuse me. J.J. McCarthy had 1,632 passing yards for the year. Carson Wentz is his backup. Vikings, what are you doing? Vikings, what are you doing? Check this stats out. Just check this out. If you got J.J. McCarthy, right, the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, he had 1,632 passing yards. Sam Darnold, on the other hand, 4,048 passing yards, which is 5th in NFL. 14 interceptions, J.J. McCarthy he had 12 interceptions, 11 touchdowns. Who was the better quarterback? Who got rid of the better quarterback to I see a team that just lost hope in Sam Darnold after he brought them a good year in 2025. Karma don't like ugly, Vikings. This man brought you a good year. 14 interception, quarterback rating 55.6. First round draft pick, third pick of the 2018 first round from the New York Jets. New York Jets, how are y'all feeling right now? The Vikings and the Jets got to be kicking themselves. Y'all just got to have a little patience and really know with who y'all drafted. This guy, Darnold, been a stud. He just waiting on his opportunity. That just goes to show, better be prepared with no opportunity than have opportunity and not be prepared. That's what I see. Ain't no such thing as luck. Luck is when preparedness meets the opportunity. Ain't no such thing as luck. You ready for the opportunity when it comes, you'll succeed, you'll excel. If you're not, you won't. Simple as that. Better to be prepared with no opportunity than have opportunity and not be prepared. Seize the opportunity when it comes. That's what Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold, he did his job, did what he was supposed to do as a quarterback. That's same thing as Brady. That's the reason why he has so many rings. Brady just do his job. Not only that, but he talk his teammates into doing their job, and that's it. That's all you got to worry about. Just worry about doing your job, and things will work out. What else with the drama with the Super Bowl? Sam Darnold was the only one who got a ring, who got traded who got that trade after that first year. Also, we had a Cowboys player, DeMarcus Lawrence. Clap it up for him. He got traded to the Seahawks, and look at him now. He got a ring. Josh Darnold had his career he had his career stats league with the Vikings last year. 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Quarterback rating of 102.5. And the Vikings get rid of him. And the Vikings get rid of him. That's crazy, man. But that was Super Bowl weekend. Stephon Diggs, one of the biggest names on the Patriots, didn't do nothing. Too much defense from the Seahawks, too much pressure. They definitely had a plan, and they executed it. This Super Bowl is pretty good. Considering it was a blowout, but I tell you what, people are already looking forward to Super Bowl 61. I am too. That's it. That's football. We're gonna move into basketball now. Basketball, man. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Is basketball falling off? Let me just ask y'all that. Truly answer it. Is basketball falling off? I'm gonna say yeah. The numbers are still there. The fans are still going out. They're still filling up arenas. But if you think about where basketball is going and basketball don't fell off, man. It's, for example, the All-Star game. We got the All-Star weekend coming up. The All-Star game is not what it used to be. I remember when the All-Star game was East versus West. West wearing red, East wearing blue or gray. You wore not even that. Let's go back before that, East and West jerseys. Let's go to when you wore your own jersey. You just had a patch with a spur or a maverick showing what team you from. Let's go back to that. That's when you really repped your city. And you had your city on your back. You had your last name on your back and your city on your chest. Let's go back to that, repping cities. And East versus West. You had all these different colored jerseys in a huddle. I like seeing that. I'm not gonna lie. You only had one person to rep the Phillies. You know what I mean the 76ers, one person repping the Heat. Y'all got y'all jerseys on. That looked like an all-star game to me. Not no everybody got on the same color jersey with a little patch in the back showing what team you from. No. Let's wear our regular jerseys, but let's put an all-star patch on each one of them. So if you got on the Spurs jersey, no matter which one you got on, you're going to have a little all-star showing that you made to the all-star team. Also, what they could do is the winner of the all-star game, winner of the all-star team, rather, can win more money. That means more competitive. Let's just say every player take $20,000 and put it up, 20 from each player. That's going to come out to like maybe, I don't know, $500,000, something like that. When it all added up, they can go to the winning team, gap that down. You know, they got throw a party with that, whatever. Not only that, but give whoever wins that home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, for the first game or so. And let that go for all teams. Or, you know what I mean, for the first game or something like that. It should be some kind of reward for winning the All-Star game, let alone being in it. They watering it down more and more. I'm even hearing players don't even want to be in the All-Star game. Like they passing it up. They just rather be with their family that weekend. That's how unimportant this is becoming. And it ain't about like you getting hurt. Like people play so hard that they getting hurt during the All-Star game. That ain't a problem. The problem is people don't want to be in the All-Star game at all because they rather be doing other stuff. It's just not important like that. And that's cold. Should be a slap in the face to the organization. Baseball, you see what baseball's doing. On that note, basketball is doing this year for the All-Star game. They're doing USA versus the world. So USA, which is mostly all of the NBA, there's maybe a handful of people that's not from the United States in the NBA. It ain't like baseball. So what I'm getting is USA about to blow the doors off of this international team they're supposed to be going against. They ain't got no international players like Ginobili and Tony Parker and people who they used to have back in the day. Now, if they would have did this back in the day, back when they had Turkaloo and all these, y'all might have had a run for y'all money. But now, ain't no foreign people in there. Giannis ain't playing. So he might be the biggest big man you got. He not even playing. I think he hurt. So what are we talking about? All-Star game, just leave it like it was. East versus West. You wearing your own jerseys. Sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And when you try to break something that ain't broken, you breaking it. You know? What else I got with basketball? Everybody's talking about a fight. I'm not praising a fight in basketball at all. But what I'm saying is that wasn't no fight. That wasn't no fight. That happened on any basketball court, on any park, or anywhere in America. People get into it, feelings get involved on that basketball court, and you get people getting into it. Even a fight may break out on the basketball court. But y'all softening the NBA. Like players, they walking around like they on eggshells. They can't show no emotion too much, especially with the ref, especially with other players. You can't get in a fight. You will be suspended the rest of the year. Right now, they talking about a 30-game suspension. That's all the games they have left. They talking about rest of the year for this little measly confrontation they had the other day with Detroit. That wasn't no fight. You want to look up a fight? Look up Detroit Malice, Palace Malice, Detroit Pistons in the Pacers. You know, you want to talk about people being suspended and fined. Okay, that's when something needs to be fined, because that's took it to another level. What happened yesterday? I get it. Stewart, you coming off the bench being super extra. You need to face the consequences for that, for sure. Stewart, you out of there. You need to be suspended about 2 or 3 games for sure. But everybody else, y'all good, man. I wouldn't suspend them. If anything, they would get suspended a quarter. Their next game, they can't play the first quarter. That's it. Like, y'all taking this punishment way too far. Like, when ain't no punches, ain't nobody bleeding, ain't nobody bleeding out their mouth, ain't nobody been knocked out on the court. Like, what is you suspending people for? The worst thing we done seen in basketball in the last 5 years was Draymond Green putting hands on his own teammate. So what are we talking about, man? They got these players pretty. They got these players pretty. They got them. And what is the word I'm looking for? I would say organized, but they got these players pretty well trained. Let me just say that. They not getting no fights. Zach the Man, what's up? Yo, Zach the Man, what's up with it? Yeah, they basketball. It's if y'all look at the 80s, and I'm not glorifying fighting how it was, but them guys back in the 80s was that's why basketball is so soft now, because in the 80s, they really threw hands. They really threw hands when they got mad back in the 80s. And let you come with a hard foul on somebody. You might get lumped up, especially for one of them that had them hands, Charles Oakley and one of them. You might get straight hands and feet put on you. I'm talking about thoroughly put on you. He was lumping people up, Charles Oakley was. He had them hands. So it's basketball, it's a new day and new age in basketball. It's definitely it's not like it was, because it can't be like it was. Basketball, it can't be like it was for sure. It was back in the 80s. It was dudes getting knocked out. I'm talking about teeth knocked out. They getting hit so hard. Brawls, full blown brawls, 12 on 12, people fighting. It was going down back then. So now it'd be hard for dudes to be acting up like that. By the way, happened in the 80s. But I ain't gonna lie, the punishment that they get nowadays, y'all gotta chill. Like that, like I said, they making examples out of people. So none of the foolishness in basketball. None of the foolishness. They ain't having it. All right, let's get into some NBA scores. Talk about who's running the NBA right now. LeBron's hurt. Everybody hurt. What's going on with the NBA right now? Everybody hurt. Cooper Flag, he playing his heart out, and they ain't getting them no help. Mavericks, you got to get that man some help. Like I keep saying it. I haven't seen no blockbuster trade trying to get, other than y'all sending AD somewhere. But that Trae Young or somebody like that, Kyrie Irving, you got to come on back from that injury, man. How do you injured, dog? You got to. What have you done for us lately? That's the big question with you, man. All right, NBA, February 11th. We had some games last night. We had, back from the brawl. We had the Hornets versus Atlanta, and they won. Charlotte won 110-107. Cleveland is definitely in the house, 138 to 113. And I'm gonna say it again. LeBron, you should have went to Cleveland. I get it. You making your business moves, your moves away from the NBA when you retire. But I think you should have went to Cleveland. If you think about it now, Cleveland squad with LeBron James, you won't have to do much. You got to do a lot on this Lakers team. You damn near being the manager too, and the coach, and the player. So you should have went to Cleveland. My opinion, you should have went to Cleveland, man. Stay at home. Bring more rings for home. You can't tarnish your legacy if you would have stayed in Cleveland and brought Cleveland them rings. You trying to bring it to Hollywood. Milwaukee versus Orlando, 108 to 116. Milwaukee, like I said, Giannis, I think he hurt. Let me look at the game cast real quick for this. See if Giannis was in there. Cause I believe he hurt. Unless he just faking hurt because he don't want to be in the All-Star game. He already know what's coming. Yeah, he was definitely out of there. C. Thomas had 34 points. So, yeah, he's definitely filling in for him. All right. Go back to where I was. Moving on. Boston beat Chicago 124 to 105. I thought Chicago was doing pretty good. Moving on. Pacers 115. They beat Brooklyn to 110. So Indiana beat Brooklyn. But in the Knicks, they got over on the Knicks got over on they neighbor next to them, which is Philly, 138 to 89. Man, they went off on them. Philly, what's up with you? You all right? Y'all gonna let the Knicks do you like that? That's pretty nasty, 138 to 89. Where was y'all scoring at? And where was your defense at? All right, moving on. Pistons, they went against the Raptors, and they won 113 to 95. Clippers, 105 over the Rockets, 102.
So that's a no.
The Timberwolves, they beat the mess out the Trailblazers, 133 to 109.
I think Kevin Durant was taking a shot at the media.
Heat, 123. Pelicans, 111. Thunder, 136. Suns, 109. Thunder, 42 and 13, by the way. Jazz, 121 over the Kings, 93. And quiet, man. All right, Grizzlies and the Nuggets, 122 to 116. Nuggets beat the Grizzlies, 122-116. Spurs, they 38 and 16. They beat the Warriors, 126 to 113. Okay. Some of your NBA scores. Going to some stat leaders. Start leaders for the NBA going into this week. We're about halfway through the season, so let's take a look at it. Luka Doncic, LA Lakers. He's leading the league in scoring, 32.8. I think Luka hurt right now. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for OKC. He's behind him with 31.8. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota, 29. Jaylen Brown, Boston, 29. And Donovan Mitchell, 29. Assists. Jokic with 10. Cade Cunningham, Detroit, with 9. Luka Doncic with 8. Jalen Johnson from Atlanta, he got 8 assists. And James Harden with Cleveland, he got 8 assists. 3-pointers made. Steph Curry still 4.5 a game. That's what he averaged. Donovan Mitchell 3. Michael Porter 3. Wow, Michael Porter with Brooklyn 3. Luka with 3, and Sam Merrill with 3. All right. Moving on. Rebounds. Yoka is leading in rebounds too. Karl Anthony Towns behind him with 11. Yoka had 12. Donovan Cleveland from Portland had 11. Rudy Gobert, Minnesota, 11. And Victor Wembanyama, 11. Victor Wembanyama leads the league in blocking, followed by Alex Shar. Everybody has 2. Evan Mobley also. All of them got 2. Chet Holmgren, OKC, got 1. And Jay Huff, Indiana, he averages 1. Kawhi Leonard, he's leading in steals, 2 a game. Casey Wallace, Tyrese Maxey, Ashore Thompson, and Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels and Arthur Thompson got 1. Tyrese Maxey and Casey Wallace got 2. And Kawhi Leonard is leading also with 2.1. So that's the leaders of the league right now in basketball. Let me share the referral link in case anybody want to come up. Y'all want to come up and talk about anything before we close out? Let me know. There's the link. Join me. Let's talk about it. Anything on your mind. Anything on this week of sports. We're going to close up with baseball. Baseball is one of the most exciting things right now because you got the World Baseball Classic. I'm trying to go to the World Baseball Classic, the game in Houston. It's going to be Brazil versus USA. I gotta see it firsthand. That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm knocking that off the bucket list. All right, MLB. Been pretty quiet week in baseball. Ain't too much to talk about. Corbin Carroll sidelined with a broken hand, and they just had him in the higher ups for the rankings for baseball. So that's a blow. Mets Lindor opts for surgery. He's gonna be out at least 6 weeks. I don't think he's gonna be in the World Baseball Classic either. Hold on, they trying to end my live. I gotta make sure. I gotta show them that I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. All right. Kyle Tucker's Dodgers contract just might be the final blow for this labor piece with baseball. And I'm glad. Can we clap it up for that? Because Dodgers, y'all doing too much. I ain't gonna lie, y'all doing way too much. And the only people who ain't gonna think this is people who was born in LA and or they're a bandwagon LA fan. And they just all of a sudden want to be a fan of baseball and I'm a Dodgers fan. Yeah, I bet. That's the only people who gonna like this. Let me tell y'all something, man. Kyle Tucker signing to the Dodgers, it's like a cheat code, man, for a team that all just won the championship. It's kind of like when the Warriors had got Kevin Durant. It's like, what are we doing? Like, y'all cheating right in front of everybody. Like, how are we supposed to compete with this? You know, like, we got our best players for every position. If you match it up on paper, us versus you, y'all beating us in every position. That's cheating. Y'all might have one position that may excel in another position than the other on the Dodgers. But it's rare. Not first base, not third base. This team has the best position of every position. Cheating. But hey, they paid for it. But they also got more money than everybody. Or at least they act like it because they put their money where their mouth is. I know the owners of the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals and all these billionaire owners, they got money, but they don't put their money where their mouth is like the Dodgers do. Dodgers, they put up. They put up. They put up and they just they like I said, they put their money where their mouth is. That's it. They're gonna let the championships speak for themselves. We just gonna put the money up and get the most expensive players. But these expensive players gonna be bringing the most stats. The ones is best for every position, and that's what it's looking like. Especially when you got the best of. When you got the best of, and you just playing the same team over and over. Veteran, all that kind of stuff go into play, and Dodgers has it all. They just won 2 championships. I'm telling you, the rest of this baseball league, y'all better come on with it. Y'all better do your research. Y'all better find somebody from other countries, not just Japan, because it's other people in other countries that play baseball that contribute also. You just got to find them. But just salute to the Dodgers organization, man, and just making it happen. Championships now, not in the future. That's what I see when I see the Dodgers. I see a franchise that want to win championships now. They not worried about no draft picks. They getting the best players as of right now. And it's working for them. Cowboys, y'all need to take notes, man. The Cowboys of the world and the Yankees of the world, y'all need to take notes. Dodgers is definitely setting trends out here. You want to make some money, you got to spend some money. Ain't no more of that. We're gonna be careful on how we spend our money. We want to win championships, but we got to be careful on how we spend our money. Learn from the Dodgers. Shoot, they spending that money, but do you see what it get them? This baseball classic should be pretty good. Let me go into some stats real quick for baseball. WBC. All right. 2026 World Baseball Classic. This is the 6th edition of the Premier International Baseball Tournament, scheduled for March 5th through the 17th. That's it. 2 weeks. Games will be held in Miami, Lone Depot Park, Houston, Daikin Park, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Hiram Bithorn Stadium, and Tokyo, Japan, Tokyo Dome. Japan enters as a defending champion from winning 2023. 20 national teams divided into 4 pools for the first round, followed by the quarterfinals in Houston and Miami, with the semifinals and the final in Miami. Okay. Going to the quarterfinals then. That's cool. Miami, Florida will host the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the championship. Houston, Texas will be hosting the quarterfinals. Tokyo, Japan will host Pool C, and San Juan, Puerto Rico will do Pool A. This only has 20 teams. And all 47 games will air on Fox, FS1, FS2. Okay. How many MLB players are in the World Baseball Classic? There are a total of 306 MLB affiliated players participating in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. That's it, only 306. So a lot of these players we've never heard of. A lot of these people about to make a name for themselves. Minor league affiliates. The remaining 116 players are prospects or veterans currently playing within MLB minor league systems. The tournament features an all-time high of 78 MLB All-Stars, including 36 players who were selected in the 25 All-Star game. MLB team representation. The Mets will have 17 participants, the Mariners 16, Phillies 15, Boston Red Sox 14, Kansas City Royals 14, Pittsburgh Pirates 14, Milwaukee Brewers 14, Houston Astros 3, Washington Nationals 2. For the first time in WBC history, all 4 reigning MLB MVP and Cy Youngs will be in it. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is going to be good, man. I can't say enough for this. This is going to be good. And I'm going to keep you posted on everything that's going on with it. This has been a good week in sports, but it only gets better. I appreciate you for tuning in. Like I said, it only gets better. Trust me on that. If I tell you a duck can pull a truck, man, hook them up. We'll see you later. Appreciate you for tuning in. And I'll see you next week. Peace out.